It's Josh Goldstein here coming at you. Welcome, everybody. I am live and I'm talking today about why asylum applications are taking so long. I spoke to someone just yesterday, a prospective new client. He said he filed for asylum 8 years ago. 8 years. 8 years ago, he filed for asylum. 8 years ago. Um, what has USCIS been doing over the past 8 years? What's it been doing? Why is the application for asylum taking 8 years? Why is it taking so long to get USCIS to do its job? Um, I don't understand that. It's taking way too long. And we're also going to talk about what you can do about this. So, if you don't know me, my name is Josh Goldstein, and I am your favorite immigration lawyer. I'm an immigration lawyer who truly cares about helping you reach your immigration goals. I help people in all 50 states and around the world. Welcome, Alex. Welcome, Momo. Welcome, Musrat. Welcome, everyone. And in today's show, I'm going to make a very special announcement that I haven't shared anywhere yet. So if you're here, let me know in the comments below if you are interested in hearing what I have to say about my announcement. And I'm very excited about this, actually. I'll be making this announcement a little bit later on. And now that we've done that, let's dig right into the topic of today, which is why asylum applications are taking so long. After I discuss this topic, I'll be answering any questions that you have. So if you have a question, make sure to put it in the comments below. And I always ask people to put in the comments below where they're located. I always get a kick out of seeing all the different locations that people are in. If you don't know me, I'm in downtown Los Angeles. We also have an office in Boston. So why are applications for asylum taking so long? I've been practicing immigration law for more than 20 years, and I can tell you that this was not always the case. It always took a long time to get asylum, but my definition of a long time has changed. Now we see people waiting 7 or 8 years and they haven't had an interview yet. Welcome, friend from Indiana. It took maybe a year and a half to get an interview for asylum, a year, 2 years, something like that. Certainly less than 2 years. It always took less than 2 years. Probably took about a year and a half. That's how long it took. Now, if you ask any immigration lawyer, how long is it going to take to get your asylum case approved if you file an affirmative asylum application? Who knows? I would say it's going to take 5 years. And USCIS has created all these different kind of plans for asylum. First, they took care of new applications, and then they had old applications. They prioritized the old ones. They prioritized the new ones. They twisted themselves into a pretzel to do everything they could to try to get all their asylum applications sorted out, but it never worked, and the problem was never solved. I think the reason that asylum applications take so long is basically a lack of effort. I don't think USCIS prioritizes asylum. The fees to handle the processing of asylum applications are paid. So it's not like USCIS doesn't have the money to do it. They have the money. They have the resources. They just don't process the cases because they don't care. They don't care about asylum. They don't care about asylum. What can you say if a case is not processed within 8 years? What can you say about that? I think you can say that the agency has dropped the ball. They do not care at all about asylum. They don't care at all. They don't care whatsoever. And if they haven't processed your asylum application after, say, 2 or 3 years, then I don't think they'll ever get around to doing it. And you should notice that USCIS does not publish the expected processing time for asylum applications. Don't you think that's odd? I think it's weird. Like they don't say we get 80% of the cases done within X period of time. They don't say anything about it. USCIS either is unwilling or unable or not interested in processing asylum applications within a reasonable period of time. What would be a reasonable period of time? I would say a couple of years. Now, most importantly, I want to talk to you about what you can do if your asylum application is taking too long. What can you do? What can you do about it? And the answer is very clear. You need to go to court and file a lawsuit against USCIS. The type of lawsuit that you need to file is called a writ of mandamus lawsuit. And this is what we specialize in. People who've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and they're frustrated and they don't want to wait anymore. Well, it's time to take action. It's time to do something about the delay. And that, what kind of beer am I drinking? I really like Tecate, but I'm not drinking beer. This is soda, some sort of, I need caffeine to keep me going. But thank you for that comment. So you need to file a writ of mandamus lawsuit. We're very successful. We take on cases across the country, and we're able to solve the problem of the delayed asylum application. If your case has been pending for 2 or 3 years at least, and you're frustrated and you can't wait don't want to wait any longer, and you're ready to demand that you deserve a decision, then reach out to us. Reach out to me using the link in my bio for a free case evaluation, and let's get you the asylum application you deserve, because time is not on your side. We have an election coming up. I think everybody knows about that. And one of the candidates, Mr. Trump, could possibly become the next president. And if he does, I don't know if anybody will be getting their asylum application processed this year. It's very frustrating. So, you have to take action on this. If anyone out there has a delayed asylum application, please put it in the comments below. Let me know. Now, I want to make my big announcement. My big announcement is that I will be appearing live in person on this coming Sunday, May 12th, I think it is, at 3:00. And the topic I will be talking about is why immigration cases take so long for Somali people. If there's any Somali people out there, let me know in the comments below. And I'll also be explaining what you can do about it if you're from Somalia and your immigration case is stuck. It's very similar to what you need to do if you're from Yemen or Mexico or Canada or anywhere else. Mohammed Asif, more than 9 years. That's crazy. That's crazy. Ode Hebel from Somalia. Welcome. Sathursi, application pending for 8 years without an interview. That's crazy. You need to take action on that. I hope you book a consultation with us using the link in my bio. I am going to answer a few questions today. The first question I have is it possible to have an interview outside the scheduled time? And the answer is yes. Abdurrahman Khalif from Somalia, welcome. Ode is Somalian, but needs no help, which is great. Let's see what is going on. So, is it possible to get an asylum application? Is it possible to get an interview outside the normal processing time? I'm not sure what that question means. Outside of the scheduled time, I'm not really sure what that means. I have Asal Al Kase. We were one of your clients, sir. We filed a mandamus case in Washington against Abu Dhabi. How are the cases going in general against Abu Dhabi? We have a lot of lawsuits against the U.S. consulate in Abu Dhabi. A lot of our clients are interviewed there because they live in the UAE. Others are from Yemen or from Iran, or for whatever reason they do that. But we've been very successful in that area. Here we have somebody who makes a comment on TikTok who says 10 years denied, order removed, and still got a green card. Don't give up. I love that. I love that. I'd love to hear more about your case. It sounds amazing, but I'm very proud of you. Sathursa says, if we get an interview with a lawsuit and they put me in removal proceedings, will I get a court date soon? Okay, let's talk about asylum. So when you apply for asylum, when you apply for asylum affirmatively with USCIS, there are two possible outcomes. One outcome is that you get granted asylum, you get approved, and you become an asylee. And then you can go on and get your green card. You can file a petition for your family. You can become a citizen after that. You're all set. But the other possibility is that you could get referred to immigration court. You know what I mean? You could get a letter saying, we are sending you to immigration court. And then you have to go through a whole new process in immigration court. And that process is going to take quite a while. I don't handle cases in immigration court. I don't do removal defense. I couldn't tell you how long it takes. You probably won't get a court date soon. The process, I think, will take several years minimum. But so in other words, you cannot be denied for affirmative asylum by USCIS. Being referred to court feels like a denial, but it is not. Does that answer your question, Sathursa? I hope so. I'm going to answer all your questions right now. Let me know what they are in the comments below. I'm going to go to TikTok. Kamal says, how about when I get married? How long does it take? The maximum time? Well, congratulations on getting married, Kamal. I guess the question that I would have for you is, what type of marriage case do you have? Do you have a, are you in a foreign country? Are you in the US? Is it adjustment of status? Is it consular processing? I guess I would need to know more information. So basically, there are two types of marriage cases. One is where you are not in the US and your spouse is in the US. And that depends, the processing time there depends on whether your spouse is a green card holder or a permanent resident. I guess you could be married to an asylee or a refugee, but let's just stick with this. And that's going to take some time. Maybe it'll take a year and a half, I would say. O'Day says waiting 12 years, resettlement program finally here in the U.S. Imran, welcome. It says here, Carmen says, if one has a B1, V2 visa, will we be able to visit the U.S. while awaiting a diversity visa outcome? I think so. Just explain that you're going to go back at the end of your visit. Malik from Dallas. I grew up in Dallas, in Richardson, J.J. Pierce High School. Good to see you, Malik. Courtney says, are you familiar with FOOA? Oh, yes. I'm not familiar with FOOA. I am familiar with FOIA requests. FOIA requests are great. You can request a copy of your file from immigration. You can see all the details. It's super helpful. Do I have to be wary if Trump comes while I'm in asylum pending process? I came across the border. Yes, you do. Trump is going to, nothing good will come from Trump when it comes to immigration. unless you're a supporter of Trump and you hate immigrants. But if you're like someone like me who's devoted his career to helping immigrants, then Trump would not be a good thing. It'd be we are so screwed if Trump becomes president. You do not want Trump to become the president if you're in favor of immigration. No, he's basically his entire political identity is based on racial hatred of immigrants. So no, that would be bad. Kamal says she's an American citizen, been married almost 11 months. I didn't get nothing yet. Well, Kamal, are you in the US or are you outside the US? Let me know in the comments below. Please. Kamal's in Dallas. Okay. So if you filed a case and you did it properly, I think you should be able to get a work permit, a travel document. That should probably take about 6 or 8 months. And your green card should probably take maybe about a year, 14 months, 15 months, 16 months, 18 months. Within 18 months, for sure, you should have your green card. Um, Sathursa says, can you please explain what will happen after the lawsuit? Yeah. So, Sathursa, if I have this correctly, you filed an application for asylum 8 years ago and you haven't had an interview. So, if you were a client of mine, what I would recommend that you do, I probably would recommend that you file a writ of mandamus lawsuit to challenge the delay as unreasonable, because I don't think it's unreasonable to make someone wait for 8 years and not give them an interview. Once you do that, once you file the lawsuit, then what you do is the first thing you do as a client is you fill out a questionnaire. The questionnaire is how we collect all the documents and information that we need for the case. Once we do that, once you fill out the questionnaire, we prepare and file your lawsuit within 3 years, within 3 months, 3 weeks of when we're hired. Sorry, 3 weeks. So Thursa, where are you located? What state? Rocky says 14 years. What's been 14 years, Rocky? I applied for my brother's in 2010. The visa bulletin says 2008. How much longer will it take? It's been 14 years. I would say 2 years. New York. Okay. I'm licensed in the state of New York. I'm also licensed in all the federal courts in New York. So I got you if you're in New York. We have clients in all 5 boroughs, Albany, Buffalo, wherever you are. Rochester, you know it. But Rocky says it doesn't add up. Well, if you apply for your brothers or sisters, I call that the retirement visa, because it takes so damn long that when you petition for your brothers or sisters, they basically allows them to retire in the US. Um, so after you file the lawsuit, a mandamus lawsuit, Sathursa, if you're still listening, you're going to wait. And I think it will take probably about 3 or 4 months. They will finally schedule your interview. This is going to be great. And a lot of times people will have an attorney already who is handling their case. And if that's your situation, then we're happy to just file the lawsuit to get you the interview and the decision that you deserve. But if you need our help, we can also prepare you. We can prepare you um, for an interview. We can go with you to the interview. Um, anyway, getting an interview for your asylum is not enough. We want to make sure you get a decision and hopefully an approval. So we're going to force the government to make a decision on your case. Scheduling the interview is certainly not enough. Let's see here. Let me know. Um, yes, Sathursa, you should schedule a free case evaluation with our team using the link in my bio. If you have questions, here's my email. It's joshua@jgoldlaw.com. I'll put it in the comments above. There it is. Do I need to worry as a legal refugee if Trump comes? I think we all should be worried if Trump comes. I don't think Trump will win the election, but I'm not that confident. I really don't know what will happen. I can't predict the future, although I try. Um, is it true that asylum in New York has more chances to win as compared to the state of Florida? I don't know. I think there are some places that I know of that are very hostile towards immigrants. I'm not sure about Florida. I don't know how that works. Um, it's hard to say. I mean, I guess also I would ask a follow up question if someone from this is from Khan Kashi. We do VAWA cases. We do that, yes. Um, which is, are you with USCIS or are you in immigration court? Because if you apply for asylum in immigration court, you can review an asylum applicant's asylum. You can review the judge's approval rates, and some judges have an appallingly low approval rate. Some deny like virtually all asylum cases, and some judges are more sympathetic. So if you have a judge who just doesn't approve asylum applications, then you could uh, get rid of those, and you could move. You could move to another court and do it then. Here is Blessed. She says, how do I protect myself from the upcoming disaster? I'm from Ethiopia. My master calendar hearing is 2025. You have to follow the process for asylum or for whatever you're doing in immigration court. There's nothing else you can do. Let me know what questions you have. Yusra, I arrived in the U.S. 2 ago, but I didn't receive a Social Security card. I applied also. What is the best state for asylum seekers? Um, I don't know that there is a best state. I think that you should make sure one tip I would have for asylum is um, make sure you apply within 1 year of arriving. Um, there's some back and forth. I find you very, very boring. Please switch off and save our valuable time. Well, I'm sorry. Thank you for your feedback. I don't think I'm boring if you want some inspiration for your immigration case. If you want some advice for your immigration case, I don't think I'm boring. I don't try to be boring. Um, Poor Afghan says my case has been refused. Um, What's the price for consular processing? Well, in order for me to answer that question about how much we would charge, I would need to know a lot of details about your case. I would need to understand what kind of case you have, where you're located, where the other person's located. I need to know a lot. And so that's why we offer free case evaluation. So you could see, so we can learn more about your case. We can give you a price quote and see if you want to work with us. Can I do my B1, B2 visa? We do not handle visitor visas. We do help people who have applied for visitor visas, but the application is pending for too long. Rocky says, even when I hired an attorney, it never speeds up. Well, I can explain why your case can't be sped up, Rocky. You told me that you applied in 2010. You also told me that the visa bulletin is on 2008. So the problem that you have is the visa bulletin. Congress said that that's what they want. They want the process to take so long for our US citizens who are petitioning for their brothers and sisters. That's what they want. Um, so what can we do? There's nothing we can do about that. Are there any other ways to visit or DV or study it to the US that you know of from Kenya? Well, you can marry a US citizen, you can get a job and have the employer sponsor you. You could apply based on talent or self petition. There's a lot of ways. Amira Sare says, so all their kids age out. Yes, many times their kids do age out. Yeah. Sibling petitions are not perfect. Can a foreign CPA apply for national interest waiver program? I don't handle national interest waiver cases, but I'm skeptical that the national interest waiver would work for a CPA. D says, so I'm in the US. I got my I-601A approved. That's awesome. The case is now at the NVC. How much would you charge me to finish it? Thank you for in advance. So again, my answer for you, D, is to book a free case evaluation with our team using the link in my bio or send me an email. And then we can learn more about your situation and then we can give you a price quote. But we don't quote a price until we know. Yeah. If you have a visiting visa and it will expire in December, when's a good time to reapply? I would say now. Now. Don't delay. D, I hope you book a consultation with us. We'd love to help you. Rahel says, thank you so much. You changed our lifestyle. That's awesome. We love having you here. Thank you. What else can we say? All right. What else can we do to help you? Rahel, we're so happy you tuned in. What else can we do to help? Big man says, sir, can I get a green card if I'm married with a citizen, but I cross the border? Yes, but you need to lawyer up. It's not easy. because getting a green card within the US requires proper entry. And if you cross the border, you probably don't have that. You also probably have a case in court. So we've got a little bit of work to do, but it is possible. Poor Afghan. If the case shows refute, is there a chance to be issued or not? Yes, you can be issued. Yes, you can. Refused means pending. Repeat after me. Refused means pending. Refused does not mean that your application was denied. It doesn't. It just doesn't.